Explores the world of boat racing. Has the influx of corporate greenbacks transformed the traditional quest for glory on the high seas to a race for the almighty dollar? Back in the 60s, sponsoring sporting events became big business, thanks to a change in the tax laws and the growing popularity of television. Hydroplanes, or thunderboats, were among the first to taste the fruit of corporate America's new generosity. And today, with a year's campaign costing close to $1 million, many racing syndicates have become almost totally dependent on their sponsors. Still, companies such as Procter & Gamble, which backs the Mr. Pringles team, feel it's a bargain. The sponsor not only reaches an immense audience, but does so over a long period of time, the entire racing season. The result? The sponsor's product becomes synonymous with the event. The success of thunderboating has led to the expansion of sponsored powerboat racing and events, and corporations worldwide are jumping aboard.
It's growing leaps and bounds. The last 6 years, sale of engines and boats has just increased 5–10% a year. It's just a phenomenal growth that is unparalleled in the marine business. We see the growth continuing, and diesels and performance boating are just part of it. There are 70 million pleasure craft boaters in the United States and at least another 70 million worldwide, and they're increasingly interested in boating as a sport.
Caterpillar Diesel Engine Company has thrown its support behind one of the most exciting string of offshore events in recent memory. Actor daredevil Chuck Norris is attempting to capture a number of speed endurance records in the coming year. Last August, skippering a 46-foot Scarab, Norris broke the speed record for diesels between San Francisco and Los Angeles. His time, just over 7 hours, 41 minutes.
70 TV stations picked it up. There are 150 articles in major newspapers, the trade press, and really Chuck Norris was the key draw. But the fact that there was a diesel-powered boat offshore in a 440-mile run that succeeded, made the run successfully, and almost broke the gasoline record was exciting to the boaters.
Of course, the sailing world is far from left out when it comes to major sponsorship of racing events. The prime example, naturally, the America's Cup Regatta sailed off San Diego last September. Most of the $15 million defense chest came from corporate donations. Even challenger Michael Fay accepted a few generous gifts in his quest to sail away with the sport's most coveted trophy.
Sponsorship is critical to the America's Cup, and it has been for years. This next event is not the first America's Cup that will be dependent on corporate sponsorship. Corporate sponsorship goes back to at least to 1970, when a yacht which was to be called Eagle at the last minute was changed to Clipper because Pan American Airlines came in as a sponsor.
The infusion of millions of dollars into what has become one of the globe's most publicized sporting events has led to irreversible change. And, as might be expected, this new age of professionalism is not embraced by everyone.
Oh, I think people from the old school are disappointed about some of the things that have happened, some of the sportsmanship. But still, all in all, it was really a very gracious, civilized sport. And maybe today, trying to play to the beer ads and things like that, why it's been leveled off a bit.
As in the power end of boat racing, sailing events have seen enormous growth. Pro Sail, the ultimate yacht race, and the Steinlager Challenger are just a few examples. Smaller events are also catching a fair share of the corporate dollar.
Well, sponsorship, I think, is here to stay, and the big reason for that is because it costs so much to put these races on. And with taxes the way they are, we don't have individuals who can step up, with the possible exception of the Australians or the New Zealanders, and sponsor the thing by themselves. So in the United States, and in many other countries, I think you're going to find corporate sponsorship will be essential if there's going to be a boat from that country.
If it seems the corporate dollar is being stretched pretty thin, not to worry. The total sports advertising and sponsorship budget is expected to jump in this country from its current level of $4.5 billion to around $25 billion by the turn of the century. There's no reason to believe that boat racing won't garnish its fair share of that huge pie.
Hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars a year, are spent on corporate promotion, advertising, and especially in this growing area of sports marketing. It's a big business. It's a very attractive way to promote products.
And that is good news for the boating world, which is hoping to experience the same sort of success other sporting events have enjoyed since the 60s. And there's no reason to believe it won't, thanks to the advent of cable television and its almost insatiable appetite for new programs, that and corporate America's love affair with sports. Who knows? The day may come when punching up a yacht race on television is as easy as tuning in the game of the week.